Hey everybody, this is the Headhunter, and this is Beat the Designer, the Xbox version. Something a little different today, as I just published I guess you could say it's two courses. It's called the Reversible course, Routings A and B. It's actually two separate courses, so if you look up Routing A and then there's a Routing B. The idea I had behind this was Tom Doak, the designer, is actually building a project like this up in Michigan called Forest Dunes, I believe, and it's two courses that share the same fairways and greens basically, but the course is reversible. So his idea was you play the course one day and every day it's going to rotate, and so then the next day you'd actually play the reverse layout. And so what happens is there's actually 18 greens at the course, and you have fairways coming from different directions, and obviously all sorts of tee boxes and things, and so you'll end up playing, like I said, you play the main routing, and then the second day you play it reverse. So in my situation, obviously main routing, normal, 1 through 18. And then the reverse routing, there's a separate tee box for one, and you actually play, your first hole plays to the 17th green. And then from there, there's another tee box next to it, and you play to the 16th green and until you go all the way around. So the way I have it set up, it's almost like the letter C, sort of, with a little bit of jags in there, but that's kind of the routing. And you play to the 9th green is the same for both courses. And when you make the turn and you come back around, you end up playing to the same 18th green as your 18th hole. So one with the main routing A, you're teeing off on 18 next to the 17th green, and then on routing B, you end up teeing off next to what was the first green on the other course, but you end up sharing up the fairways. So I'll try and show you that as much as I can. I'm hoping it translates. It's going to be tough, you know, in a video game it's a little bit tougher, but hopefully it translates to the fact where you could see, you know, some of the other holes. I mean, there's definitely some funky fairways. You'll definitely see as you approach greens on one routing, you'll see fairways coming from the opposite side into that green, that same green. So hopefully it translates, you know, into the game, but either way, hopefully you enjoy the courses, and even if you know that the theme sort of doesn't translate, hopefully you just enjoy both courses on their own. But anyway, this is the reversible course, Routing A. So sorry, getting a little under the weather here. I'm drinking my tea with honey, a little bit of honey in it. All right.
Hello there, and welcome to the golf club. We're
Okay,
starting
so like I
you
said,
off
this
on
is
a par 4 here.
This is routing A. I kind of show you a little bit here. As you can see, there's kind of the funky tee box. So you've got, there's your tee boxes for the main, and then the other tee boxes are off and to the left there. So on the reverse routing, you'll end up actually going down that way, which is the 17th, actually the 18th fairway, as the 18th fairway comes down and the green ends up going to your right. So anyway, this is hole number 1. It's 424, par 4. Got decent little wind here. The courses aren't very long. This course, the routing A, is a par 71,
so we have about
and I think it comes in
yards to go,
just over 6,500 yards somewhere. And routing B is actually a par 72, and also comes in just around 6,600 yards. So, you know, with video game golf, those short yardages, you can really tear it up. So I tried to make the routings a little more interesting, force you to kind of shape shots with the trees, and certainly didn't create crazy greens, but I did I did put some slopes. I don't think they're unfair at all, but this might have a little more slopes than my courses usually have. But the wind will definitely help. I played it in. Actually, that was before I kind of added a little more slopes to the greens, but
all right, 13
I
footer
played
here.
it in 1 mile an hour wind, and I think I birdied every hole in the front 9, and also had an eagle, so I was 10 under on the front. So I knew, something needed to be added. So I added some more trees and tried to add some little bit of more slopes into the green. So not every green is going to have crazy slopes. Like this isn't bad at all, but there are a few. 13 footer. The green speeds are medium on both courses.
Oh goodness, that was thoroughly disappointing.
Firmness.
Okay, let's see if you can
medium
save
as
par
well.
Here. Okay, let's head to the next hole.
So got the par.
Nice way to start things out with a par. Coming off
This
a
is
par
number
on the
2,
last one.
par
Let's
3.
see what happens here.
As you can see up on the left, there's a bunch of tee boxes there. So there's the tee boxes for hole number 3, and then there's also tee boxes that are coming back for the reverse course as well. As you can kind of see there, those tee boxes that are close to you come back along, actually end up being a par 3 to what is the first green. So that's the 17th hole of routing B. And then the upper tee boxes there are the third hole that plays out. But as you can see, the fairway kind of comes down into this green, so that's the reverse routing as it comes down into that green. So that would be the 16th green on the reverse routing. So I posted it in the forums. There's a completed courses. So if you get a chance to play it, definitely, if you provide some feedback, that would be awesome. And certainly appreciate anybody who gives it a play. Hopefully you have time, play both routings just to see if you can recognize some of the holes as you play them. Like I said, hopefully it translates. I'm not sure. Oh, go in.
All right, you're on the green for the bird.
There we
That
go.
was nice. Okay, 1 under for the round.
So third hole
Okay,
is
let's put this in the fairway.
422 on the card. Plays about 431 or maybe 432 on the card. 431 into a strong wind here. As you can see, there's the routing from one of the other holes. And the reverse routing comes in. At least the game gives you the it shows you where the pin is, so gonna help you to not be
looking at around
you don't need a road map when you're playing the course. So 186, it's the wind. Downhill a little bit. Tricky part was trying to get the bunkers. I tried to make as many as possible visible from both angles. There was definitely a lot of thought that we put into the routing and how to do bunkers as well.
Quite a long
there are a couple of cases where you will not see the back bunkers behind the green. I mean, I don't know, I just took the liberty as the fact that most people don't go over the green that far, so they're not going to go into those bunkers. So if I had to sort of cheat it a little bit, I made it sure obviously you'd see those bunkers coming from the other direction, but they're not all visible from both routings, and that would have just been almost impossible. But one of the things I did do was to get in there. I guess you could say sort of cheated a little bit, as you'll find there's a lot of the landing areas were raised. So that way you'd have a top-down view, so that way I could sort of raise the back bunkers a little bit to help with the reverse routing. And if you're up high enough, you'd be looking down, you'd
just
still be able to
letting you
catch
know it's a
the
bit
bunkers and be
windy
able to
out
see
there,
them. So
keep that in mind
it took
as
a
you go
little,
on with the tea.
definitely took a little ingenuity sort of to kind of create everything. So this is number 4, par 5. You got to stay out left here. You get too far down the right side and you'll be blocked out by the trees. So here you get out to the left side and it gives you a nice open view. As you can see, there's those tee boxes are for the reverse routing. That's for routing B. Thanks, Daddy. Yeah, check them out. I appreciate it. It was definitely a lot of fun making them. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't know if it'll translate, but it was certainly fun. You know, trying to think it all through and make everything. So just short downwind. You definitely can reach that. So I'll leave a little floppy. Raise it up here. Come on, spin back now. There it is. Oh!
For the birdie here.
Should be able to get my bird.
2 under for the round.
Okay, that gets me to 2 under. Number 5.
Okay, it's time to send this ball on its way.
390. One of the things I tried to do was to differentiate the routings. Obviously, the tee box we hit from is always going to be, you know, the one you choose for both. So it's black. I guess I technically could have changed it, but ended up using that black tee box. But I went with blue and then green for the 2 forward tee boxes on routing A, and then the reverse routing I went with white and red. So your tee boxes for the 2 courses are slightly different. So this one you're going around to the right a little bit. Come on, wind. Okay. Like I said, the routing is basically like the letter C. It does jog a little bit on that C, but for the most part it follows kind of that contour. So you do get some similar winds, you know, as you play through. Just because you're kind of following sort of a similar path. But obviously coming back you'll have complete opposite winds. But it's definitely not a straight line. Kind of hard to see it, but that's the routing. Comes down from there, comes out this way, and then goes out and around to the right. So, 145. Definitely got a club up. Down 6, but that's not going to make too much of a difference here. Looks pretty good. Oh! Dial that sucker in.
4 feet to the hole. You can do this. Yes.
There we go. Take my bird, move on.
3 under for the round.
Number 6. Here it gives you...
Okay, let's give her a smash here.
I'll let this one play through. It's short, par 4. If you've got the wind, it is definitely reachable. Yeah. Kind of got to take it through the uprights, over the creek. If you lay up, obviously you have a much easier approach shot in. You don't take that risk. There's a little slope back behind, and with this wind there's no way. So here, just take out 3 wood, take it right to the trees, and that should bring it over a little bit.
Nice. Should be in the fairway.
Oh, even that may be too much. Ah, thought into that wind it would stop.
Okay. Well, you ended up in the rough. Sorry to get your
but
hopes
end
up
up,
there.
yeah, fairly short shot here. There is a little bit of a slope back behind. Can't pitch this close. take that.
Very nice. This is for birdie.
9-footer here. Ah, that thing
Oh,
didn't
man,
break
that's
at
close.
all. Dang it. All right.
Well,
I
I'm
gave
happy
away
to
one
move on.
there.
And that'll keep you at 3 under for the round.
Number 7, longer.
Coming
par
off
4.
a par on the last one. Let's see what happens here.
Just kind of wiggles back and forth a little bit as it goes out. But for the most part, straight out there. And put a good drive on it. Uh-oh.
Nice. Should be in the fairway.
Well, John likes it. Alright, that'll work. Thought I may have missed it right.
All right. We're right around 165 yards out.
Leaves me 163. Cross, just slightly hurting wind. So we'll let the wind ride it. I always forget to try and hook or fade it into the wind to counteract it.
We've got 21 feet to the cup from here.
All right, 21 feet. A little bit of break here. Did I hit it? No.
Okay, this one to save par.
There we go. Gets the par.
Nice little putt on that one. Well done. Okay, so that'll keep you at 3 under for the round.
8th hole, par 3.
8th hole coming up here. Let's take your best shot.
This is another section where you kind of get a little bit of crisscrossing. There's a couple of sets of tee boxes there, a couple of sets of tee boxes there. As the course kind of crisscrosses itself here as it goes around into the... Hey, Fusion. See what we can do here.
Looks like this is a beauty.
Alright, not too bad. As you can see, this is... there's the 10th fairway that's back there. Comes into this
Putting
green.
from around 16 feet out.
That's on the reverse routing. 16-footer.
Oh my goodness, that was so close.
Darn it.
Okay, this one to save par.
There
All
we
right,
go.
let's keep going.
That's the par, so...
And that'll keep you at 3 under for the round.
9, par
All right,
5 here.
Let's hope for some fairway.
You can see that. There's that 10th fairway that's out to the left out there for the reverse routing. You'll see, I'll let it play through. You can kind of see where they both kind of cut through. You see a fairway comes in from the right over there. That's the 9th on the reverse routing. It comes into this green. Nice helping wind here. That didn't sound very good.
This one's looking good.
Downside is you get too far left here and you're going to be blocked out to get home.
All right, looks like you're about 245 yards out
That's not too
at this
bad.
point.
I can try and draw it around the trees. I don't know if this is going to get there, but I knew 3 wood was definitely going too far. Should be pretty nice. It's going to roll right to the back here. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, that was fancy. If you can find a way to sink this next putt, you can really take some strokes off your score.
See if we can't make this sucker. Oh, yes.
5 under
Got
for
the
the
eagle.
round.
It's not, like I said,
Okay, let's
the
give it a
courses are
nice
shorter, so
big smash.
they're definitely going to be... I know they'll be eaten alive in terms of scoring, but that's okay. I just, you know, make something fun. I'm not expecting to, you know, rip people
It's
apart.
looking good.
I always seem to tend to build bigger fairways and greens. This is my course, Fusion.
Okay, about 185
I just put this
yards
out last
left
night.
to
This
go
is my
here.
reversible course. This is routing A. So I got this idea from Tom Doak, who's building this same project out in Michigan, where you're basically playing the same course. There's 18 greens, and it has alternate fairways and multiple tee boxes, so you end up playing the course in the reverse direction on the second day. So trying to point that out. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to translate into this game, but you can see like there's the fairway behind, so there's a hole that comes in from that direction on the different routings.
Nice. Okay, for the birdie.
They're not the longest courses. I think they're both in that 66 range or so. Must have been difficult to get your head around. Yeah, definitely. That's what I said. I mean, you know, I don't know if it'll translate for people, but I certainly had fun trying to figure it all out. I went with the routing first. That was my main goal, and then went back and started adding trees and bunkers and kind of playing with that. But I think trying to get the fairways down was the main thing. It had to be done in obviously two different courses. So I published first and then took all the waypoints and flipped the holes around. I built everything out first, all the tee boxes I did for both courses, bunkers, everything was done. And then I published the first course, routing A, and then flipped the holes and moved them to where they should be, just adjusted the tee boxes. It took a little bit of time because obviously the greens and holes didn't match up because it's not the same yardages and things going in the reverse direction. But I was talking earlier with the bunkers. I tried to make them visible for
so angry that was going
both
to be
directions.
and it wasn't.
Not quite.
I wanted you to have
Not quite easy to
excellence.
do. I mean, there's a lot of
Next
times where I had
hole
bunkers in the
coming up.
front and in the back, just because you'd be coming from different directions.
Okay, so that'll keep
So,
you at 5 under.
Wherever
for the
possible, I tried to do it, but not quite easy. So back bunkers, yeah, may not have always been visible from this direction. I tried where I could to do it. One of the things I kind of did was raised landing areas, so you'd be looking down to the green a little bit. So a lot of the greens are going to be, you know, downhill. Your approaches will be downhill into the green, just so that would give you a little bit higher view into that bunker. So that way, if I raised the bunker for the reverse routing, you'd still get a chance to see it from this view. So it definitely took a lot of planning and playing around with it, but it was fun. You know, it was
Hope this one
certainly
plays.
something different. Way too hard.
Well, hate to say I told you so.
I mean, hopefully both courses kind of stand up to be halfway decent on their own, if just in case it doesn't translate well to you know, being a reversible layout. So I'd certainly be curious. I posted it in the HB forums in the
Okay,
completed
here we go. This one to save
in the
par.
completed courses. So you know, hopefully anybody who plays it, maybe you can post some feedback to see what you think, and be curious to see what people thought. Looks
Very
good.
nice
Yeah,
putt.
thanks. Appreciate it.
And that'll keep you at 5 under for the round. Keep an eye on that wind.
As you can see, there's the bench there to my left, which is those tee boxes go back to the par 3 going back the other direction. That's the reverse routing. This is 12. He's in par 4.
This is a beauty.
And it was certainly funky adding in fairways, you know, having them come in from different directions.
And we have about, I'd say, 140-ish yards from
Looking
here.
forward to the harvest theme. Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's always exciting when they're putting out a new theme. Uh, maybe more excited about the items that are being added in. Looking forward to stairs and retaining walls and things. Kind of funny, but Callie and I have been working on a. Oh, sit down. We've been working on a collaboration course. Even though we're Xbox designers, we're
say that. All right,
kind of figured something out,
from here to the cup.
And we're almost done. Basically done. I don't know, maybe just final planting of some sort. But we we made the decision to wait until the new update comes out, so we can add in our retaining walls and stairs and things. So as soon as that update comes out, we'll be publishing a course that we've been working on together. Turn back. Oh,
so
man.
Close. Let's see how this all adds up. Okay, so that'll keep you at 5 under for the round.
Oh, 13, par 5. I just don't know.
Hole number 13.
Don't know when that theme is and the update's coming out. I'm wondering if they're not saying now, which I don't think they should at this point, when they submitted it, because all they do is get flack for how long it's taking and stuff. So I mean, yeah, they've been incredibly transparent and answering everything, but it's almost not worth it for them to tell them, oh, we submitted it, because then when it doesn't come out in 3 or 4 days, people start ripping them, even though it's not HB's. It's out of their hands, so
Looking
I don't know.
So far.
I'm not sure if that's what they're doing, or they still. I hope they've submitted it at this point, but if they haven't, or I mean, if they have and they're not saying, then I don't really blame them for that.
It's the deep stuff for you.
Unfortunately, I just put it in the rough, so I don't think I'm getting home. Try it. This one's kind of tough. You can catch a little piece over there on the left side. Although the green
doesn't look like it's on the fairway, but it's all right.
Oh no! Come on, get through. All right, that actually worked out.
Great bounce. I thought for sure it was heading for trouble.
Hey, Thugs, how's it going? Oh. Oops. Flop this puppy up there. I play console players, yeah.
The bird.
Forcing you guys to wait. Take the blame. Oh man, I've been tempted to put together a gaming PC.
Next hole coming up.
I'm just having a hard time justifying
and that'll keep you
spending all that money just to play this game and to be able to design
coming off a par
on the PC.
One.
But
let's see what happens here.
I'm a technology freak, so I get the bug and I have to satisfy it. So who knows? We'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna wait till after, certainly after E3, to see what they see what Microsoft has up their sleeve in terms of Windows 10 integration with the Xbox and things, and see also what HB can do. I mean, if they can optimize this and get it up to at least 900p, and you know, the downside to building on the console, or at least with the Xbox, is there's a good 3 to 4 second delay every time you plant something, so that gets old really quick. Way too far. You know, when you're trying to plant a bunch of things or move stuff around, and you know, it feels like you're just waiting all the time. So it'd be nice if they could clean that up a little bit. But like I said, we'll see. Certainly tempted to put something together, but that's going to be hard to justify spending the money. And then the whole issue comes in with
all right,
then I'd have to have a Steam ID, and then I don't see my name.
Okay, moving
along.
along.
I don't see the everything on Xbox, I wouldn't see
Okay,
my
so
gamer
that'll keep
tag
you at 5 under for the round.
and
All
you
right, let's let her rip.
Thank you, Thugs. Appreciate it. This is my course I just published. This is a reversible course, so there's actually 2 routings. There's routing A and routing B. So hopefully, if you give it a play, hopefully you have time to play both. And you can see, as you can see, that's part of the routing B. Is these tee boxes here will actually end up using the same fairway and play back to that green. So kind of an interesting little play. Gives an idea that inspired directly from Tom Doak, who is doing something in real life up in Michigan, building a course just like this, where it has routings where you play different routing each day. So yeah, that cutting out that delay would be awesome. I just realized that you could actually plant really quick on the Xbox. I didn't realize if you hit that A button really fast and move the stick around, you can actually, you'll hear that ding 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 ding, little sound like you're planting stuff, and then after 4 or 5 seconds, everything will pop up, all those ones you planted. So did not know that you could do that in the Xbox version. So that was huge, especially when you're trying to plant a bunch of grass and stuff. You could just, put down a bunch at one time and have them all populate. That was a big time saver.
Let's see what you can do with this 7-footer.
A little putt down the hill. Hopefully make that. There we go.
6 under for the round.
Put a wireframe mode or something. How? Not sure.
Okay, here we go.
Can hold it down while terrain shaping. Also, oh, I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever tried that. That'd be nice. Yeah, I know it takes forever. You got to be quick. I mean, you got to really press the button fast and be moving that stick. It gets out of control sometimes, and especially if you're trying to do kind of fine planting like around a tee box. I always end up putting one of the plants at least on the tee box and then have to move it back afterwards. But it's it definitely comes in handy, like if you're putting down a big bunch of,
nice, should be in the fairway.
A big set of grasses. You can use it with the multi-plant tool, pull up a bunch of plants at the same time, and then, drop down 40, 50 plants in a couple seconds, just ding, 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 2 or 3 times, and it's a huge time saver. And kind of the cool part too is actually if you do that and hit the button really fast, plant a bunch of things, especially with the multi-plant tool, and then you, I don't know, for whatever reason, you said, that kind of looks like crap. If you hit the X button, it takes out that whole set on the multi-plant. So if you were put down like 20 grasses at one time and you didn't like it, you hit the X button, it removes all 20. Got one green on my course with 2 pins on it. Ah, so coming from different directions. That's kind of like if you play Project Mayhem, I think, his par 3 course. It's in the suggested list. He's got his 9-hole par 3. There's 4 holes that play to one big island, and so you just kind of go to a different tee box and coming into that island from a different spot. It's kind of cool. Wrong way here. Usually don't like chipping from this far out, but I'll give it a try. That worked out pretty good.
4 feet. Let's do this. Yes. 7 under for the round.
Yeah, only problem is if you decide later on you don't like your multi-planting. Yes, that is.
It's time to send this ball
that is an issue if you don't do it right away, or if you've saved already. Yes, that is definitely a problem. I guess that's the risk you take, or you you got to be really sure that you like what you're putting down, or Like I said, I mean, the good part is right away, if you don't like it, you can hit the X button
here
and delete it, and it'll delete everything you put down on that one multi-plant.
Nicely done. You're on the green there. Okay, let's see what you can do with his 8-footer.
8-footer should be able to make that. Oh, I pulled it.
Oh, that was slightly disappointing.
Come on now.
To save par. And let's see how that adds up.
And this is
okay, so that'll
18.
keep you at 7 under for the round.
As you can see, there's tee boxes on the right there. Those play in the reverse direction, which I'm gonna jump right into that course after this. I'll go right to routing B. But this is 18. Ends up being on this routing is a hard dog leg left. Just gotta watch with that kind of wind. You will go through the fairway with the driver, so actually gonna just drop to a 5. It's not that long a hole.
In the short stuff here.
I'm remaking Augusta par 3 course at the moment. Yeah, cool. Thugs, are you?
Looks like we have about
which
yards
platform
or
do
so
you
to
use?
go.
Are you Xbox? 132. Should be a pretty good distance here. Got my lake in the background there. A couple of boats out enjoying the day.
Putting from around 16 feet out.
All right. Okay. Well, this is I'm just doing something a little different here because these are my courses. So I'm just doing a little playthrough. But usually, as you can see, the name of this is Beat the Designer, the Xbox version. So what I do is I have a thread on the HB forums, and if you post in there, I'll set up a Stableford match on your course against your best ghost, and I'll stream it on here, and then I post it to YouTube. So I can set that up if you ever wanted to have me play or stream one of your courses. Kind of ideas just to get exposure for the Xbox designers. It's always hard to get plays on your courses, and who knows? Hopefully, maybe someone watches this video and they decide to play it. Maybe you get a few extra plays on your courses based on these videos. That's at least what I'm hoping.
Today, well done. Alrighty.
All right,
Thank you very much for the round,
that is the reversible course routing A. That was, I think I tied that. So got a couple of plays. Gave myself a 9. Didn't want to be pretentious and give myself a 10, right? All right, so I'm gonna jump right back around to jump into routing B. So this one plays just about 6,600 yards. This is a par 72. It's actually 5 par 3s and 5 par 5s on this course. It's kind of the way it worked out. I don't think they're pretty good, pretty quick to load up.
Hello there and welcome to this par 4 first hole.
So now
let's get some fresh air, okay?
There's the tee boxes right there for hole 1, which goes out to the left on routing A. So this is routing B. So now I'm playing towards, this is the 18th fairway, and I'm playing towards what would have been the 17th green of routing A. So yeah. I know a lot of players
it's looking good.
Playing on Steam. I play a bunch with Crazy Canuck, and he says he could never go back to building on the Xbox after he started building on his PC. He loves it. Like fantasy courses, most plays I got on mine is 450. Augusta's gonna be my first real course. It's tough. Real course is extremely tough to make. because you know, well, especially a course as well known as Augusta. That's definitely
Well,
a
it's gonna have to bite.
come on, spin back. That's
Oh, you
definitely a
ended up
task
just
because
fine
obviously
on
it's
there.
so
Little
well
work to
known.
do, but nothing too bad.
One of the first courses I built on here was my home course here in North Carolina, and it's difficult to do because you know you gotta be accurate. You know, there's no really what do you call it? Kind of taking liberties or design ideas. You gotta kind of have to build it exactly the way it's done. So
Oh, come on.
real course is definitely a challenge. Although I think
5-footer here, nothing too bad.
that's gonna be one of my future projects. I'm gonna build a course in Myrtle Beach. A real course. So I'm just waiting on getting the
solid
yardage book, a
on that
detailed
one.
yardage
Well
book,
done.
so I have you know everything
Even
down
par
to the
after the
numbers
first hole.
in terms of where bunkers should be
Well,
and what have
just
you.
letting you know it's a bit windy out there.
Got a
so
1,000-yard
keep
par
that in
5.
mind
I
as you
almost
go on
eagled.
to the
Wow,
tee.
1,000 yards. That is a fantasy course. Okay, so 198 into the wind. Let's give that a ride.
Hope this one has some teeth.
Oh, too much? Ah. Oh, way too much.
You're on the green. A lot of work to do, but you're on.
Miles away. 56 feet and up one whole foot. Just give this a ride. See what happens. Not quite. So like I said, I don't know. You know,
10-footer
I don't
here.
know
This
if
is
people are
making-
really going to pick up on the alternate routing. I mean, you might see some other tee boxes and things, so not sure how it'll translate into the game, but as I said, hopefully these two courses at least could stand on their own as being
Nice
halfway
putt.
decent courses. Maybe if you play it a few more
And that'll
times,
keep
first
you
playthrough, you
at
probably
even
won't
par.
recognize
Nice.
the greens, you know, from the different routings, but
It's looking good.
okay. This was the 16th fairway. Those were the 16 tee boxes. As you can see, it's got the green and blue. Do you have aids off players in mind when you design a course? I've been trying to think of that more. In the beginning, I never thought of that. It never even crossed my mind. But as I've started to build more and more courses, I've been trying to think of that. A few times I've actually played with the scout cam off. Played my own course just to try and make sure I could see it. But I've tried to make sure that all bunkers are visible. There are a couple that aren't, sort of tucked into the behind trees, sort of routing. This one was a little tough because you know you're playing these fairways from different angles, so there might be bunkers that you could see on one routing where you wouldn't see them on the other routing, just based on the direction you're coming into. But I have tried. Oh, come on, spin back in. Ugh. I've tried to make my bunkers visible.
This one's for birdie.
I feel like courses where you can see the next tee. Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
for the most part, I always try and do that now.
Okay, 1 under for the round.
Where you can see, you'll see the next tee.
4th hole coming up. Take your best shot.
Other holes. I think it was my Devil's Whisper course. I had a couple holes where he went out and played, and it dog-leg kind of left, and then there was another hole that was out on the right, so they almost kind of shared the rough. So I thought it was really cool the way it came out. As you're playing the one hole, you could see sort of the fairway and everything from the other hole. I thought it made it kind of cool like that. But even though it's a video game, I mean, you're not like you're driving the carts and you technically would never know from one hole to the next. I still like to do it. I think it kind of adds to the realism factor. I mean, that's definitely my design style, is realism. I try and make it as though, try and get the player to almost feel like they could play this course in real life. That's kind of way I design things that I've seen. I've been playing golf for a long time, so.
I think this is gonna need to bite.
Oh, come on, spin back. Oh.
Nice, ended up just fine after that shot for the bird.
You know, trying to make it realistic as possible. That's as much as a video game can do.
Sitting at 2 under for the round.
Yeah, I know some people
that
have just built holes all around the property, and they don't flow together, and that's fine too. I mean, it doesn't have to. Like I said, it's a video game. You'll never see it. You'd never know the difference. You know, it just takes you right to the next tee box. It's not like it's driving you along a cart path or something. So they both have their merits. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Like when you look up and, you know, well, that's from the reverse routing, but it's kind of cool when you see tee boxes. But I kind of like that view there, where you can see the fairway across the water. I think it's kind of a neat little look. Oh, wow. I left it way up. It still went too far.
Nice.
You have to find someone with a simulator so you can yeah. My brother, Callie, I think he actually he's up in Boston, and he just contacted one of the pro tee guys. There's somebody who lives, you know, in his area. So I think he's going to try and do that. I don't know if they have any of his courses on there, but he said, oh, if they have one of your courses, I'll definitely play one of your courses. But yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be so much fun to play your own course. Unfortunately, though, well, these are the courses. These two would be the ones to play, because most of all my other courses are over 7,000 yards, and that would be a beast to play on a simulator, I'm sure. I mean, the course that I turn in, my home course, the tee boxes I usually play are in the 66.
Okay, let's see what you can do with this
66 and
8-footer.
change range. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely play longer. I mean, there's a bunch of holes where I hit hybrid off the tee or 3-wood off the tee. I don't hit driver on all the tee boxes there, so could certainly play a longer course, but I like that. That yardage seems to work out pretty well. Oh,
Slightly to moderately disappointing there. All right, about a 3-footer here.
Who knows, when I win that?
Very nice putt.
I win that big lottery, I'll have to put an addition on my house with the simulator room.
Coming off a bit of a
that would
bogey
be so
on
awesome.
that last hole. Let's see if we can do better here.
All right, so number 6 is short par 5. This one, it's all about position off the tee. So you can see the trees cut in. So you want to kind of be to this right half of the fairway. If you get out to that left half, you're really going to have to work the ball, as the pin is tucked on the left over there. Let's see if this will get there. I thought the side slope would take me left, but not really. Yeah, definitely. I should post on their pro tee on their forums to ask them if anybody's here in North Carolina, so I could check it out. I would love to see it.
This is for birdie.
It's tough. I would imagine you probably need quite a bit of space to be able to put that simulator. I mean, you gotta. I mean, what, at least minimum
Okay, this is
9-foot
hole
ceiling.
number
I
7
would have to
on the
imagine you
tee.
need more
Let's
than
do
9
this.
feet, probably a 10-foot ceiling to be able to clear the ceiling with your club. I have a net in my garage that every so often I'll set up. I mean, my garage ceilings are like 13 feet, so there's no issue there. But I don't know. It still makes you think though, as you're swinging.
Nice.
What do you think about the difficulty level in this game? I don't know. I mean, it's not hard to hit fairways.
And looks like
Right,
I'd say
exactly. In real
160
life, I don't
yards or
always
so
hit
out
driver,
from the
but here, yeah, I mean, for the most part, you're pretty much always hitting driver. It's hard. I mean, I understand what they did. You know, they want to make it playable for everybody. Maybe, like I've seen in the forums, maybe having the options to go to a higher difficulty where that cone gets smaller. I mean, that would probably be a good idea. That's the one thing I struggle with my courses when I build them is I always make the fairways too big. But you know, you look at them sometimes, and I don't want to make them too tiny.
Birdie here.
But I think there's that fine line between making the course tough and making it tricked up tough. I mean, I just don't like, you know, putting those. You got the bunkers at 260, 270, and it leaves you got. You know, some people leave that 5-yard strip of fairway between them. I mean, to me, that's just tricked up. But I don't know. I saw the thread on the forums about people, you know, trying to make harder courses, but I don't really know what the answer is. I mean, the game, it's video game golf. It's gonna be easier than real life. There's no question. So, like I said, it's just kind of that fine line. I mean, how do you make it? How do you make it really tough? You either make
it and move on to the next hole.
like CSU's challenge course. You make it 8,000 yards.
So that's going to keep
so
you
obviously that makes it really tough. That's. I mean, yes, there are a couple of courses that are in real life that are that long, but that's sort of unrealistic in terms of length of a course. Or, I mean, do you make crazy slopes on the greens? I mean, I guess the putting is the great equalizer. So I don't really know. I mean, if you make it
looking good,
a lot more difficult to drive, I think you're going to turn a lot of people off if they're just constantly hitting it in the rough and you can't hit it straight. The ball's just, you know, snapping off to the left or right. I think it just becomes one of those things where you can't please everybody. It's, you know, it's just impossible. You're either going to have it so everybody can play it, and people, you know, who aren't that great at video games can jump in and have some fun and actually enjoy the game. But then you get, you know, the guys who just destroy the courses and are shooting low mid-50s. I mean, how do you make it? I don't know. I don't really know the answer. How do you make it tougher for them? In terms of design, I don't know. I mean, for the most part, most people I think can hit most of the fairways.
And from here,
and you have your shots. I mean, unless you're putting the pin right behind the bunker, or I don't know. To me, I never make firm. None of my courses are firm and fast. I do not like that. Because all I do, it doesn't matter. People say, oh, you just landed short. It never works for me. All I ever end up is in the back rough, and I'm constantly just chipping every single hole. So, I mean, for my design idea, if I increase one, I decrease the other. So if I increase the green speeds, I decrease the firmness, and vice versa.
All right, this next one's for birdie.
So this is the 9th green. Again, you play to this green for both routings. Same as 18. I'm leaving. Oh man, I've been leaving everything short here for this round.
And the next hole
Tough.
coming up.
Trying to talk and play at the same time. But that's okay.
Very solid round after 9.
Not looking to put up the top score, just trying to showcase my course here so people could see it. So here's this is the 10th hole, so now you're out to the right of that green. The trick is, I don't know, if you're driving through the uprights, I don't think you get to that, so this makes this hole a little bit tougher as you come out because you're actually going up that right side. Yeah, I think if they had actual sliders on the firmness. There are only 3 actual settings. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's kind of like the rating system. So here, with this hole, you're actually going up that right side. But if you went farther out to the left, and you had the right wind, I assume you could just come in from this side if you wanted to. So, let me try it. It's into the wind, I'm not going to get there, but you could actually kind of come out this way. Oh, look at that. Oh, actually worked better than I thought. I meant to do that. Like I was saying, I think the rate, like with the sliders, I mean, maybe it's kind of like the way they do their ratings.
And under regulation.
From what I've understand, there is no such thing as an 8.5 course rating. It's either 7 or 8. I mean, if you can bump that thing up in higher than 8, but it's still an 8. So maybe that's how their slider type of thing is. So you can bump it more than medium fast, but it's still medium fast. Maybe that's how that works. I'm not sure.
Oh, I thought I was in. You could have had your eagle there. This one's for birdie.
So there's definitely things they can tweak and build on. I mean, for me, this is definitely one of the best golf games
here we go.
that I've played. I mean, I don't know how accurate it is, but geez, I looked at my hours played, and I'm up to like 912 hours played in this game. So to say I've gotten my money's worth is a major understatement. I mean, it's ridiculous how many. For a $35 game, I mean, it's insane how good this is. It blows away most of the $60 games that I have, including the 4 that I have sitting here that are just basically been collecting dust since August when this came out. I saw on the forums today that someone asked about the Unity 5 engine, and Anthony said that it would basically be like making the game again. That's kind of the cost, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying I'd pay to buy it over again to get that upgraded engine. I mean, I'd probably do it myself, considering it was only a $35 game. If they could do that again and it was $35, I'd probably buy it again next year if they were to upgrade the engine. I mean, it'd be awesome if you could rotate trees. You know, I think that's a limit of this engine. I know, you know, some of these courses, people are getting lag on with too much planting and stuff. I mean, if they could, I don't know if the engine would
heading for the green here.
Cure that, or is that just a limitation of the Xbox and PlayStation? I don't know. I'm not sure. Do people get lag on the PC? I guess if your specs aren't high enough, I guess you run into that issue.
Awesome. But 4 under for the round. Number 12. This is the 12th hole coming up.
Yeah, moving water. I mean, I'm assuming that's a limitation of the engine as well. But it could also be the fact that it could be very resource heavy, and all that it's going to do is create lag, which is highly possible.
Looking good.
For me, I mean, yeah, moving water would be awesome, but I'm not really interested in
we're
introducing
looking at
lag.
70 yards here.
Get lag on PC if you turn the settings up. Yeah, that's kind of what I was assuming there. Yeah, I don't know. I'd prefer the lag-free game, but I don't know what Unity 5, if they upgrade to that engine, like how would that affect things? I mean, would it just make it prettier? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and having water not only just not at just the water table like they have it now. it's definitely come into play for me a few times.
All right,
Like
you're
I have my
putting now. I'm
course
thinking 2-putt.
that
And
Callie and I
for the
building
bird.
together. I have a par 4 that you hit out, and then it goes downhill to the green, and there's like a break in the fairway. And my idea was to put like retaining walls on either side, so you've had retaining walls on the fairway side and then on the green side, and then in between would be like a like a big marsh area. And
Perfect.
I found out, I asked a question on the forums, and they said at the moment the retaining walls are going to act like bridges. They're going to drop to the water level.
Nice bird on
So
that
that's
last
going to
hole.
blow
Let's see another
because this area that I have designed is way higher than the water level. So I'm either going to have to try and drop the entire hole, or I'm just going to have to skip on that idea. So, oh my god, that was pathetic. That was terrible. This is a reachable par 4 if you get the right wind, but not with that drive. I don't think I'm going to get there, but let's give it a try. Yeah, a little short. Actually, a lot short.
That was a bit underwhelming, but you're out of the sand, so good stuff.
One of the things I would definitely like to see, and that's not engine related, but just theme related, would be a southeastern coastal, like Myrtle Beach type thing, where you could get old oaks with Spanish moss and stuff. I think that would be really cool. I could see a lot of really cool courses coming out of that.
This one to save par. Nice little putt on that one. Well done. And that'll keep you.
I think they said the stream today, the live stream is going to be
time to send this ball on its
Paul
way.
playing on one of the new autumn theme course that they built in house. So that should be pretty cool. Definitely look forward to that. Maybe he'll go into the editor and show us the new toys. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to that, seeing the retaining walls and stairs and different types of brick walls and all that type of stuff. I think that's going to be
very nice.
That's going to be sweet.
Okay, you're about 140 yards out here.
All right. So loft up here with the wind. There we go. If I can just make
nice
a putt.
approach shot there. 4 feet to the hole. You can do this. Sweet.
Woo. Just barely got that to drop.
6 under for the round.
Gotta go to 15 as a short par 5.
All right, let's pop this in the fairway.
I've been trying.
Looking
Every
good
time I
so
build a
far?
course, I try and I keep thinking about my fairways being too big. I mean, because it seems, I don't know, I think I've missed one fairway or so,
And
but
this looks like around
then I look at it,
235
it's like almost the
to
entire
pin.
screen across, and every time I build a course, I try and think of that and make it smaller, but as I'm building it, it just seems like it's too small. And like I said, I don't want to create that tricked up difficulty where you make it impossible to hit the fairways, but then I create the course and publish it, and I say, these fairways are probably too big. Yeah, I do. Of course, I play test it, and it's probably that way, but I don't know. I know some people will just rip out entire holes and start again, but that's very difficult to do for me, to just destroy all that work that I've done before. But at some point, I will build a course that has narrow fairways. I have to measure it out and compare it to real life. It's tough. Yeah, I did that on one of the videos I was working on. I used one of the clubhouses, that's the other thing they could add, to have some kind of measuring tool. It would be quite nice. I measured out using one of the clubhouses, and I think I read PGA fairways are usually in that 30-yard range, I think. So I was
we're
thinking,
putting
well,
from
video game maybe
around
40 yards
15
for the
feet out.
for a fairway, but it did seem kind of small. But then again, like we said, it's it's not all that hard to hit the ball relatively straight. And for me, I mean,
All right, nice
you
little
know,
2-foot
what's
putt.
my this course isn't handicap rated, but I think I'm somewhere around a 5 point something plus 5 point
Okay, let's
something.
head to
So
the next hole.
I mean, obviously everybody likes to make
Okay,
birdies. So I don't
so
really want to play
that
video game
will
golf and be
keep
shooting
you
80.
at 6 under for the
So
round.
I don't know, 6, 7 under
16th
range I think
hole
is fine.
coming up.
I don't try and build my courses for with any specific score in mind. I mean, if people if they rip my course apart and shoot 15 under, that's fine. Most people aren't going to do that.
This is a beauty.
Right through the branches. Can always touch up this course. Slim fairways, change the pins. Yeah, that's like I said. That's gonna be my goal with my next course is to make a little narrower fairways. I mean, these are quite large. I mean, it's just weird though when you're building from this high up. When you're in this area, that doesn't look that wide. But I don't know. Maybe I need to really zoom in on my fairways when I'm building them to get a better idea of just how wide they are.
This one's a beauty.
But then again, I mean, like I said, I don't really want to have people in the heavy rough the entire time.
6-footer here, nothing too scary. Nice.
So that's tough. Tough fine line between
Sitting at 7 under.
realistic and fun and
17th hole coming up.
tricked up. So I don't know. But anyway, so this is 17. This is actually for routing A. This is the first green right here. I did move the pins all around for routing B.
Looking good. All right.
So I do now just make
birdie.
the 2 through 4 versions of my course. Yeah, there was a little debate on that on the forums. Crazy had posted, and I agree. To some respects, I mean, you can't, if you make, well, it's up to you. I mean, if you don't care about getting handicap rated or what have you, then, I mean, if you post all 4 days, because that's the problem, is you're spreading out your plays, whereas if you just had one course. I have my Hunter Meadows course. I actually created another pin, but I haven't published it. I mean, I've played it a couple times for myself for fun. But although that one, ever since it got put on the suggested list, that one has gone through the roof. I'm up to like 1,700 plays, and it's actually being used on the PGA TGC Tours coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to get a ton more plays after that too. So that one is well handicapped, so in that case, maybe putting out another tee box could be fun. But for the most part, unless the tour, like TGC Tours or something, asked me to do 4 pins for a 4-day tournament, I'm probably gonna stick to doing 1 pin, just so that way all the plays get put on one course. Unless they change it to where you get, the plays count toward across all platforms, then that might be a different story. But
saying.
Damn nice. Thank you.
And that'll keep you at 7
the amazing
under
part
for
was
the
for
round.
one of their live streams, the first
Hole
live
number
stream they did.
18.
I think they were using my course, that Hunter Meadows, and I looked at it and I said, "Wait, what? That looks like my course! Holy crap!" I was really surprised. So I was so shocked at how well that course was received. My home course of fairways that are 20 to 30 yards wide. Just measured with Google Earth. Yeah, 20 to 30. That's pretty tight. I'm not sure what at my home club I'd have to look. I'd have to figure out. But I heard they said a couple of fairways on this week's PGA at Honda were I think one hole was
Nice.
17, the other one was 21, but that seems pretty narrow. And of course, we're also talking about PGA players, but I think 30 to 40. I'm thinking is probably more the norm for public course type non-PGA courses.
Whoa.
Cool. I'll have to look that one up. I'll check it out.
Under regulation
It has a website. I always like looking at.
This next putt.
I love looking at course pictures.
Now we're cooking.
It's actually, that's a lot of times what I'll do when I'm building my courses. A lot of times I'll just pull up, golf course pictures at websites and just look for inspiration. Not necessarily copying the holes, but just design ideas on the holes. I'm also reading Tom Doak's book, The Anatomy of a Golf Course. It's very cool. So this is 18 of routing B. End up, same green. Obviously, pin is a lot different on this.
Yeah, you didn't miss that eagle by much.
Oh, your home course is
nice
pretty short.
2-foot
Yeah,
putt.
if that's the case, and there has to be
There
some.
we go. Nice,
Excuse me, has to be some
little
defense
easy one to finish off
to the course.
round.
So
Well,
that I
thanks
can
for the round. I had a
understand.
good time out
If
there
you're
today.
if you're going with short holes, then yeah, fairways shouldn't be 50 yards wide. Otherwise, it's impossible. It's kind of like with this game, tucking pins. I mean, if it's a short par 3, then I don't think there's any problem with tucking a pin behind a bunker type thing. So it kind of all depends on the situation of the hole or the course or what have you. So this was the reversible course. This is my course on the Headhunter. That was routing B. It's a course that has two routings, routing A, routing B. They're two separate courses, but it's actually using the same fairways, most of the same fairways, and all 18 greens are used on both. So it's hopefully a fun track. Hopefully, like I said, I don't know if it'll translate as the fact that it is the same, basically the same course and just different routing it from different directions, but hopefully both courses stand up on your own. Thanks, Fusion. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Like I said, I shot 7 under first on routing A, 8 under routing B, so it's not the most difficult. But I just thought it was a fun idea. I certainly had fun building it. Hopefully it will be well received and people will enjoy the course. I mean, hopefully it looks nice and plays nice. So there you go. The best score, -8. So anybody on Xbox, there you go. There's your number to beat. I don't think it's been. Yeah, I think it's the only 2 plays. Callie and I played it last night. Got my 3 plays. So that's it for now. Any Xbox designers out there, that's what this show is about. The Beat the Designer. I do the Xbox version. So if you build on Xbox, drop me a message in my post in the forum. It's called Beat the Designer Xbox version. I can set up a Stableford match and play against your ghost, and I'll stream it. And then I post these videos to YouTube. So if you wanted to include that link in your course thread, I mean, it give people a little preview. They could see what your course is all about, and hopefully get you some plays. That's kind of why I'm doing this. Try and get some exposure for the Xbox designers. Technically, if you design on PC and play on the Xbox, then I can do that too, as long as I have a ghost to access. Style, what's the best PC golf game? I used to play PG Tour Gold 1998. I mean, I think this game is unbelievable. I think it's awesome. I mean, $35, it's an absolute steal. It plays great. If you're into designing courses, you can see here on the screen the Greg Norman course designer is phenomenal. I mean, it's so awesome. You can not build you can't build anything you want, but it's so much fun to go in there. I mean, I've spent like I said, I don't know if it's accurate or not. Almost embarrassing if it is, but I've spent like 912 hours in this game since it came out in August. So I almost see the course designer as a game inside a game, and then you get to play the courses that you build. So it's even better than a game inside inside a game. The hard part is, is finding all the good courses. I mean, you definitely got to be up on the HB forums and TGC tours. Obviously there's a lot of riffraff that comes out because the designer is so easy to put together a course. But yeah, oh cool. I'll take a look at those. Le Diable, that sounds cool. I'll have to take a look at those. I'll pull them up online and take a look. But yeah, like I said, those are my 2 courses. Hopefully you enjoyed them. And if you're an Xbox designer, post a message in my thread, and I'll play a match on your course. So thanks everybody for watching. I enjoyed it. Thanks for posting some comments. It's always fun to read comments and talk about it. There's only so much you can babble on about when you're just playing your own course. So that worked out well. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.